Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. We got a replay cast here for you. We have game number one between Team Tim here on the Legion side, taking on the Pandas here on our Hellborn side here. Again, this is game number one. We missed this one live, so we will be doing a replay cast here. So we'll see what we missed. But we got the bands done. We got let's see here, Madman, Ophelia, and Engineer going to be banned out here from Team Tim. We have Geomancer, Moira, and Magnus going to be banned out here from the Pandas. So we got those pesky supports and team fighters. Then we have the Madman one is pretty interesting there. We haven't seen a whole lot of Madman bands coming out lately. Ophelia and Engineer, pretty strong team fight heroes. So a lot of those early game team fighters, very pesky heroes, banned away by the two sides here. We have a first pick, Glacius, coming out from Team Tim. Response picks of Rhapsody and Apex. So we have some team fight presence already in the making here. Throw a Behemoth and a Swiftblade on top of that. I'm expecting a pretty action-packed game number one here. But they go with a Swiftblade here, already picking up a carry option pretty early into the draft. Now they do have possibly two supports here with the Behemoth and the Glacius. We could still see another support. But with the Behemoth picked up, a lot of possibilities. We don't tend to see a whole lot of offlane Behemoth anymore nowadays, but we could still see that if they do want to run a jungler. It is a possibility. You never know if the teams like to throw in those curveballs. But pretty flexible there on the Behemoth. He could be position 3 in the offlane. He could be a secondary support. We'll have to wait and see how the rest of the draft shapes up here. But the bans almost complete here. We have Vindicator and Gauntlet going to be banned so far from the Pandas. Malikan and Oogie now getting banned out here from Team Tim. So they are addressing the carries, and more specifically, the ones that are very tough for Swiftblade to deal with. Oogie, just naturally really tanky, heals a ton, really hard for Swiftblade to kind of bring him down. But the Malikan as well, with the fear from the possession, very, very strong against the Swiftblade. There we will have the Bubbles and the Puppet Master as the last couple of picks there. So Bubbles kind of piecing together that puzzle as a mid lane option for Team Tim. Puppet Master, a very solid carry hero to bring that early game presence. We have a Flux picked up from the side of the Panda. So a lot of team fight in the making here. Now two more picks to kind of bring that all together as well with that Apex. The Flux is an interesting one. We could see, it looks like a mid-Flux this game, and something like an off-lane or solo laning Apex in either the short or the long lane. What will the next couple of picks be? They can still run a jungler if they wanted to pick up something like a Tempest, which would fit very nicely with the Flux. They could pick up another support with some kind of AoE. Something like a Riftwalker. There we go. Actually, I was just thinking about the Riftwalker as the wormhole also goes through the spin there of Swiftblade. So they have a way to hold the Swiftblade in place if he starts with the spin. But yeah, they have a nice team fight being built over there. The question now, though, is how will they lane the heroes? Because I don't think we'll see a dual lane with Apex. Does that mean we will see a dual lane with the Flux? Because I don't believe we'll see a Rhapsody and a Riftwalker in a tri-lane, as these heroes don't really do too much with low levels. Very, very level-dependent supports in comparison to heroes like the Glacius and the Behemoth. Very strong in the early levels. So I do think we'll see more of that 2-2-1 setup, or pairing of dual lanes, which leads me to believe we'll see a Flux dual lane here. Now with their final pick coming up, they will need a carry to combat that Swiftblade. What will that carry be is the question, as we still have two picks remaining from the side of Team Tim. I'm going to go ahead and cheat here. We're in a replay. We'll fast forward this. We want to see what the teams are thinking about. As 30 seconds on the clock. They're going to go with a Kraken here as their primary initiator. So gonna have, again, dual initiator. Now we see a Keeper of the Forest pickup. Okay. So that's going to be a little different. We could now have a wide variety of lane combinations. We could have a jungling keeper. We could have a solo short keeper with a Swiftblade tri-lane. We could have an off-lane keeper where he pulls the creeps with his tree dogs, and then a secondary support roaming behemoth. There are so many options here with this lineup, and I love the flexibility here of heroes like the Kraken, the Behemoth, and the Keeper, as these heroes can really go to kind of any lane. Now they pick up a Gemini as their fifth and final pick, most notably to deal with that Keeper route as he's able to split into dog form. Now I don't know how good necessarily the Gemini is against the Swiftblade per se, but if he's able to get the farm, I do think Gemini is very scary in the late game compared to the Swiftblade, as he gets that armor pen, he just builds really tanky. But for me, the heroes such as Kraken and Behemoth will be very troublesome for the Gemini, locking him down. Kraken getting that restrain now on the ultimate, which I believe means he cannot split back through main and dog form as he wishes if he gets locked down by that release the Kraken. Throw a Behemoth on top of that, stunning him in dog form. Going to be very tough for him to deal with. So we will, I think, need to see a shrunken head here on the Gemini this game. My favorite command of all time, skipping pauses. We never, ever, ever want to sit in a pause. Pauses are the worst. So we will go ahead, skip over that, and we're into game number one now. It looks like we're starting here with a Swiftblade tri-lane defensively here with Behemoth picking up the marchers. He's going to do some roaming most likely. Kraken will be going into the mid lane, and Keeper of the Forest will be playing that off lane role. So he will be looking to pull the creeps there with his tree dogs, get himself that lane control, and try to disrupt the farm here from the Gemini. We have Riftwalker in the top lane as the secondary support. And we have Rhapsody in the mid lane with the Flux. So they're not running the Flux with the Riftwalker. They have Riftwalker in the top lane with the Gemini going up against the Keeper of the Forest. Apex will be going into the long lane here with Marchers picked up. So not looking to contest here as he is against a tri-lane. This will be very, very difficult for him to get experience. Now, I think if I was Apex here, if I see that I'm against a tri-lane, I think I would honestly just go jungle. They don't have a jungler currently on the Hellborn side, and if they're going to dedicate 3 players here to the Apex, why not just go jungle and just go get some easy camps going? We'll see if he's able to get the experience, but I do feel like against this tri-lane, the Behemoth and Glacius just have uh, too much disruption for him, especially if Behemoth can get a wall with that fissure. Apex cannot get around that fissure. The Fire Surge and the Decimate do not allow him to go over terrain. So the Behemoth fissure is going to be very crucial here in this tri-lane for locking him down. Now Kraken, he's taking heavy pressure here. This is going to be a very good lane start for Flux. A lot of pressure coming in onto the Kraken. As Apex, he's feeling very iffy about going for some creeps. A very nice fissure block coming out. There's an ice imprisonment, and with the assistance of the medium camp there, they get the bloodlust kill onto Apex. So that will be our first kill of the game. Very quick here, 1 minute in. And will this be enough for a kill on the Kraken? And the staccato stuns 44 life there, as they don't have that release just yet on the Flux. So Kraken, he will be just fine. Top lane, Keeper of the Forest. I missed what he was doing, but it looks like he's able to get these pulls off. So Keeper, he's already being very disruptive. He's going to be pulling the waves, going to be denying experience. Oh no, we have a Rhapsody fall here to the rotation of Behemoth as Flexible used the health potion. Looks like Kraken possibly baiting that one. The roam from Behemoth already kicking in as they get a kill on the support here. And Apex now he's doing what I thought he should do, at least initially. But, you know, he didn't know the tri-lane was there initially. He's going to get lane control here. He's going to port down here to try to get some experience. And he will get some creeps worth of XP there. So we see our Legion site in a 600 gold lead as Behemoth. He's already 2-0. He's currently the top farmer with those skills. He's 325 gold per minute. Switchblade doing very well here in the bottom lane. Gemini and Flux both tied at around 300 GPM. We take a look at the creep scores. We have 13 and 3 Gemini, 13 and 4 Flux. And we have 14 and 7 Swiftblade, 8 and 2 Keeper of the Forest. So Keeper doing really well here. Picks up the Nature's Guidance already. He puts 2 points into that, so he's already going to have some good armor and sustain there from his primary ability here. Double damage on the Rhapsody. Behemoth in the area, but not a lot of HP on the Kraken. So he will most likely use his health pod here. Staccatos come out. Not going to be enough damage for a kill. So Riftwalker looks like she's having a tough time dealing with these Keeper Dog pulls coming out as just no way to really deal with that. Just the creep wave's going to be getting pulled here. This one going to be just delayed, it looks like a little bit. But now we have Glacius in the mid lane, 3 players here. Flux not really able to walk up to the creeps currently. So Kraken is 15 and 2 against a 16 and 4 Flux. He's doing quite well considering he was 1 versus 2 for most of this laning phase. So Swiftblade, he continues to be the top farmer. He's almost got his Ghost Marchers picked up here. So he goes for that early ring of the Teacher. He is on 370 gold per minute. Couple creep kills ahead of the Gemini. Kraken goes down in the mid lane. That was a hasted Flux. Missed that one happening. But Gemini goes for the Steam Boots here to start things off. Hema taking some pressure from the Rhapsody. Apex gonna work on some jungle here. Keeper being a little annoying, but I don't know if he's actually stealing any of these. Looks like drag the creep wave there, and they're gonna use their creeps to jungle. We have a Veiled Rod here on the Glacius. This could definitely be a kill on the Flux. Here comes the slow from Kraken. Glacius tanking the tower. Behemoth from the other side here with the Fissure. So many players here from the side of Team Tim, and Flux not able to do a lot by himself. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Swiftblade's taking the tower. This one, will it go to the team here? No, he takes the tower last hit, as that will boost up his GPM. He's now 470 gold per minute. Kraken gonna get pulled in. Oh, the charge actually charges into the cliff, but there's Behemoth with the Fissure block. Going to protect him there. Haha, you can't mess with Wig. Pause vote. Don't fuck with Wig. So Gemini and Flux continue to do decently well. We have pretty good farm across the board on the side of Team Tim. They are currently in an 1800 gold lead. Tsunami Charge gonna miss here as he is forced back there. He has a regen rune, so he'll be just fine. Keeper gonna armor the tower there. I love the use of the medic mechanic there. Bot lane, Fissure into Swift Slashes, takes out Apex. He can't make the escape. He's only level 4, only with the boots and the armband there, not too tanky. So he goes down. This tower being heavily pressured here by Switchblade. Another Veiled Rod here being used by Glacius. Still without the Marchers though. He's gonna try to go for a kill here. We got Keeper of the Forest coming in from the flank here. He lines up the root. Two-man root coming in, two-man Fissure on top. Flux going to go down here. Gemini ports as well. Rhapsody is here. Will they be able to get this kill on to Keeper of the Forest? It looks like he might be a little too tanky here. Apex, I don't know if he's able to do a whole lot without the Armageddon. And there's another Fissure from Behemoth. And this is disastrous for the Pandas. 6-1 hero kill lead now in favor of Team Tim. As they still lack that Armageddon from Apex. No Melody, no Wormhole. Very low levels across the board here. So Keeper, he's going to pour it up here to the tower. He's got 3 levels in that Nature's Guidance. Going to continue to medic those towers. It's got the armor on there. It's regenning away. Look at that. Beautiful regen. We have Astrolabe picked up now on the Gemini. He goes for a early game build-up item. Picks up a Chalice there as well. Flux now, though, very far behind the Kraken in terms of gold per minute. A lot of that coming from the tower in bottom lane, but he has recovered in creep score very well. 52 against the 42. This was a Kraken who was, for the most part, 2 versus 1. So still finding the farm in the mid lane here. As we have Gemini in the area, here comes a pull from the Flux. Counters coming in from Team Tim. Double Fissure Stun coming out. There's a release. The Kraken landing onto all 3. Oh boy, the restraint kicking in. Gemini's not able to split up into dog form there. And they will get the kill onto Flux. Now Kraken does end up falling. No, sorry, that was not Flux. That was Rhapsody. So they did not go for Flux. He was just a little too tanky. So as good of a release to Kraken as it was, they did not have damage there with only having the level 5 Behemoth and Glacius in the area. No ultimates to assist on top of that release the Kraken. We have Keeper already level 8. He is doing fantastically there on the XPM. He's got sorcery boots picked up. We have a fight going on. Rhapsody getting caught out here in the bot river area. Switchblade continues to have free reign down here in the bot lane. Almost has this tower down as Behemoth is in the area here. Now a port is happening from the Gemini, but will he be able to hold this tower? There's a Fissure into a Swift Slashes. He uses the Astrolabe. He will survive. So they do bait out the Swift Slashes, but they do lose the tower in the end. And Gemini not going to really pick up too much farm while he's doing this, so that's going to hurt his GPM quite a bit. He's only on the 400 compared to the 550 of Switchblade, who's just about got his Rune Cleaver picked up. Needs the recipe there. 130 gold away. Top lane, we have an engagement as Apex, he gets his Armageddon off, he escapes the release the Kraken there. Riftwalker coming in. They're gonna still get the kill there with Kraken onto the Apex as Kraken is trying to find Riftwalker. Where's he going? He's got that haste rune activated. Slow gonna miss from the Glacius. Not gonna matter though. Riftwalker will fall. The haste just being too strong there. 2 kills go in the way of Team Tim, and it's now a 10-2 hero kill lead. Middle lane, we have Flux going down to Swiftblade and Glacius. No slashes used there, just too much damage for the Flux. Gemini gonna use the Twin Fang stun. Is he gonna be in trouble? Here comes a root from Keeper of the Forest. Rhapsody gets a melody off. She's gonna sack herself here. She falls. Gemini will survive. 12-2 lead now. So Kraken, I believe he just picked up his portal key. Speaking of him, though, he's going to get initiated on here by the wormhole. A lot of ultimates being used there. They used the wormhole and the discharge for that kill, and he got his portal key anyway, so they missed the timing there to delay that blink from getting purchased. We have Veiled Rod on the Swiftblade now. He's got slashes ready to go. Glacius going to come in with the slow here. Double damage rune on the Swiftblade. Not even going to need to use his Blade Frenzy. Flux will fall. And the deaths just continue to pile up here on the supporting cast as Gemini picks up a Neophyte's Book. It looks like he'll be building into Lightbrand as his next item. I don't really like that. I think this game he needs Nullifier and Geobane going up against Keeper and Swiftblade. More importantly, the Geobane. The Nullifier Blade would be nice, but I think Geos and Shrunken Nullifier Blade are the items he needs to go for this game. I don't think Dawnbringer or Lightbrand is going to change anything for him. He's going to have too much difficulty fighting into this Legion lineup. I like the idea of the Astrolabe being able to bulk him up in the early game. But no items on the supporting cast here. We have Flux only with 500 gold. Nothing outside of his build-up items. Your Fogger and Rhapsody just sitting on their boots. And we already have Behemoth with a portal key. So again, double portal keys coming out at the 15.5-minute marks here. This is very scary for the Pandas as Behemoth now has that threat of the Shockwave. If Flux shows himself down here in the bot lane, he is getting bonked to the head. We see Swiftblade currently leading the way here. Behemoth, I think his Veiled Rod's got to be wearing off soon, but he does have the invisibility rune on top of that. So he might still look to scout ahead here, see if he can find an opening. We have Swiftblade with the Veiled Rot. He's going to get the invis from the Keeper. And we'll see if the jump happens. There's a good opportunity there for a Shockwave, but he was not ready. Discharge comes out. They're going to scout him out. And that was a missed opportunity coming out from the side of Team Tim. So they will fall back here. Not looking to take a fight at the base. Here comes a Shockwave onto the Gemini. The lockdown. Where's the Ice Imprisonment? He splits up into dog form. He's going to recombine. He gets the Twin Fangs to safety. And no Keeper Root actually being used here. So that one was a little bit of a surprise there. I thought he would use the Keeper Root following up that Ice Imprisonment, but they decided not to use the cooldown there, perhaps thinking they had the kill. And that one's going to Be a missed opportunity once again from Team Tim. But big picture here, they're still in a pretty sizable lead. Switchblade has the Firebrand on top of 950 gold. He's well ahead of the Gemini, who again picks up the Light Brand. We could see the Frostburn into possibly the Dawnbringer for Switchblade. We'll see what route he decides to go for here. I'm expecting this to be a Frostburn. There's the Ice Brand. Haha, you can't fuck with Wig. Pause vote. That's like the third or fourth pause. Don't you gotta love it? Skipping those pauses just feels so good. We got Arcane Bomb on the Apex. He's gonna have that to proc his Burning Ember now, so we can get that Armageddon off in the team fights. We'll see if that Armageddon comes into play. It is only level 1 currently, so not the most threatening. But we've had Astrolabe picked up on the Keeper, so a pair of teamfight auras. He has Vestments and Ring of the Teacher. I have Ring of the Teacher on Switchblade as well. We'll see if Keeper builds into another team aura. Perhaps something like a Barrier Idol comes to mind against this Riftwalker and Apex. I think with a Barrier Idol, they would be very comfortable with pushing into high ground. But he might go for a Portal Key or a Restoration Stone, something of that nature. Instead, we'll see what he goes for. The Invis is going to happen here. And Keeper can possibly root him here out of the Invis. He's going to go with a normal route, or the ultimate route. And Apex, he did use his Armageddon, but not going to end up achieving a whole lot here, as they actually want to re-engage. There's a Shockwave coming out though, and they get the kill onto both Riftwalker and Flux. Double tap comes out for Switchblade. Gemini now, he's in dog form, back in main form, jumps away. No kills happening here from the Pandas, and boy oh boy, this is kind of getting out of hand here. We're gonna have the racks, or the tower falling. The racks is exposed now. Now they are up pretty soon, but I don't know if they're going to be able to stop this. They used the Armageddon, they used their Melody, they have the Discharge, but what can they really do to stop this counter push with Riftwalker dead? So that will be the first Raxes falling here at the 20-minute mark. And we'll see if the Pandas have any fighting power left. They are dealing with a very farmed Switchblade here. He's almost 700 gold per minute. Glacius as well has a Portal Key. There's just so much farm across the board here from the Legion side. Kraken picks up an Arcana. We could possibly see a Hellflower coming out from the Kraken. As the train is not done. They are heading toward the mid lane now, putting pressure on this tier 2 tower. No, all the towers are not full HP. The top tower is feeling some pressure. Oh, is Kraken going Arresto Stone? I thought he was going for Hellflower. I don't know if he's going to have mana for all of that without a supplementary mana item. Oh boy, we have an initiation here. Rhapsody gets caught. Here's the endless fire from Apex. Not really doing a whole lot. There's a wormhole landing onto 2 though. Shockwave comes out from Behemoth, and that's a little more scary, as here comes Switchblade. He picks up a hat trick. Discharge comes in from Flux with the release. They're gonna get the 1 kill onto Glacius, as Kraken also did fall to Gemini. Gemini, he's here with dog form. He's tanking the swift slashes. Behemoth jumps in. Gemini's going to pick up a hat trick. Is there some fighting power left in the Pandas? Twin Fang Stun is going to miss there, and Keeper will go for the port, as he will survive. But was that any buybacks used? No buybacks was used. It was a four kills going the way of the Pandas. And they did get the, what, 3 kills here onto the side of Team Tim as Rhapsody did just respawn there. Got a haste rune here on the Kraken. Haste rune activated. He's hunting. Will he find the opening he's looking for? Apex gonna do some juke and jives here. Misses the Arcane Bomb initiation. Gemini goes in for a Twin Fang stun, but hasted Kraken. Here comes the stun from Behemoth into that Ice Imprisonment. Gemini is gonna get caught here. At least the Kraken comes down. Gemini is gonna go down. Wormhole being channeled here. It's gonna land onto the spinning Swiftblade, but not any follow-up here. Buyback comes in from Gemini as Riftwalker and Rhapsody both fall. Flux is gonna get dove here. Gemini jumps in with a Twin Fang stun. Behemoth goes down. And now Apex is here. He will fall. It's a quad kill coming out for the Swiftblade. Will it be an annihilation? You know what? Throw an annihilation on top to finish things off. As we have the concede vote coming out here 24 minutes in. The Pandas are done here in game number 1. As Swiftblade finishes with 698 gold per minute. So that will do it here for replay cast of game number 1.